Hey, what's up soldiers? My name is GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and today we're going to be taking a look at the pros and cons of World War II Zombies. With any zombies game mode, there are going to be good things about it and bad things about it, so today we're going to be breaking it down each in list format. Now I want to give a big thank you to my buddy BBat because he actually made a list of all of these, so I'm going to be using some of his and also formulating some of my own and give my opinions about each of them. Jump scares. Now, it's good in the prologue when you get scared for the first time, but once that happens a couple times, you're really not going to be scared because you know something is going to be there. It's the same with turning the valves on the final Reich. Chances are one of the zombies may pop out of the window depending on when you're actually turning on the valve, but at the same time it's not scary, and now you hear the noise and it's either going to end up in front of you, behind you, or above you, and it just doesn't really make sense to keep having that same thing happen over and over. At this point now, it's kind of just an annoyance rather than an actual feature of the game. Most of the mods that are actually in World War II Zombies are pretty useless. Now there's a few ones that are really good, like you can get extra ammo, or when you're using free fire you can get a pack-a-punch weapon, and there's a few other ones that give you a shield, give you one hit while you're reviving a teammate. There's a lot of good ones, but at the same time I feel like some of them are just completely useless and not even worth using or equipping. Pack Mule is the one that I use all the time, so I can have 3 weapons instead of just 2, and the thing that really irks me is that is not even a perk, so you kind of need to equip it in order to have 3 weapons. I think Pack Mule or Mule Kick would have been a better option as a perk rather than like Electric Cherry or, you know, extra melee damage. Those should have been mods, and they should have had Mule Kick as an actual perk on the map, but that's just my opinion. The next one is lack of character quotes. Literally all you do is when you melee zombies with a shovel, all you hear is moans and, you know, and like the whole time, when they actually need character quotes that build a story. Now we have a very good time frame, a very good layout of the story, but we aren't learning the story from the characters except from Dr. Schraub, who literally says certain things throughout the game while we're playing. I feel like the characters don't really, you know, give off enough storyline, whereas in Treyarch you will hear crazy things about how, you know, Dempsey went to Alcatraz and Richtofen says that's my little secret. Like, they need more storyline in their characters, and they need to be saying that while we're playing the game, because for right now I've heard enough of all hell the whole time, and honestly I think it just needs a little bit more development, and I hope that the DLCs bring out and flesh out some more stories. Now we got some interesting stuff from Marie, like during the cutscene about her brother and things like that, which is cool, but at the same time it wasn't enough to really get me hooked on the storyline besides the audio quotes and audio videos that we got as well. The lack of Easter eggs is a big issue for me because we just have the casual Easter egg and the main hardcore Easter egg, but there really isn't anything else that's added to the map that is sort of an Easter egg. Now there are a few things, like you can find the audio quotes, and then in the menus in the dossier you can go and listen to them, but that's not really a full-fledged Easter egg. I want a lot of side Easter eggs because those are the most enjoyable to me. Finding something cool that's small that maybe gives you a reward like a perk or something would be excellent, and I think that each and every map that Call of Duty Zombies needs to have some of those small Easter eggs. We see it from Treyarch all the time, and I think that's something that Sledgehammer Games and Infinity Ward have never capitalized on, and it really does make a great map overall because there's more stuff to do than just the main Easter egg. So this one is kind of directed at the Sledgehammer Games devs, who literally said,
"It is wicked hard. It is wicked hard."
Yet again, it was a blank statement. Whenever I hear this from a company that's making Call of Duty Zombies, it always falls through, and it's not hard at all. And that is a big issue when it comes to Call of Duty Zombies. You need to innovate. You need to do steps that we would not think of, but not shooting rocks and random things like that. But when you make the prologue and then make a hardcore Easter egg that uses the same steps from the prologue with a little bit of variation, it's really not that hard to find the Easter eggs. So I really hope that in the DLC maps they do not have an easy Easter egg mode, because honestly it's just kind of a joke at this point. Why include all the steps for an Easter egg with a literal guided tour of the map when you could literally just hide some stuff and make us think outside the box to actually find the steps? It's a big issue with Call of Duty Zombies, and we're sick of getting Easter eggs that are very easy to find out. And also the leaks that have been happening, there's already potential leaks for DLC 1 steps, which is horrible. It is very difficult to earn supply drops and level up, and I think that is a huge issue. I don't want to spend 3 or 4 games doing the hardcore Easter egg just to get one rare zombie supply drop. Chances are I'm just gonna get a regular zombie supply drop, and I think that it needs to be buffed more. With COD points being added in on November 14th, it looks like they really want a lot of people to buy supply drops, and that is just not a good marketing strategy for Call of Duty Zombies, because we don't want to have to pay extra money just to be able to get good stuff from supply drops. We actually want good stuff to start with, and that starts in with buffing the amount of supply drop drops that we get. After doing a hardcore Easter egg that takes me 2 hours, I want to get at least 1 zombie supply drop for doing so, but it never happens. It's always 3 or 4 games, which is a huge pain in the butt. Challenges need to be listed in the menu. This is something that would show us what characters we can unlock. It would give us a reason to play zombies more and earn XP if we complete challenges, and I think that is something that is completely left out that should be added in by Sledgehammer Games. Another thing is prestiging is completely worthless. It takes forever to level up, and when you prestige, all you do is get 1 calling card that says that you prestiged in zombies. There's no other calling cards for challenges, and that's something that needs to be added in, because I don't want to just prestige and get 1 calling card. I want to be able to complete challenges that make me seem like a better player, when there's challenges like completing the hardcore Easter egg for 10 times. Maybe a cool calling card that moves with close walking and bursting into flames. Something like that needs to be added into the game, and I feel like we are just getting a half completed zombies mode at this point, because they didn't go with the extra detail. They didn't add in the back end that we need for a very good zombies mode. The next thing is attachments are binded to the level, so chances are you can only get extended mags if you get to a certain level in zombies, which I think is completely stupid. If I use the MG15 a lot, literally every single game, I keep hitting the box until I get it and then I use it, I want to be able to have all my attachments decked out for that weapon, because that is the weapon that I like to use the most. So it makes no sense to bind like extended mags unless I'm level 40. That is just completely idiotic, and I think that it needs to be bounded to the actual gun like it is in multiplayer, rather than an actual level for zombies. It just doesn't make sense. I think the special zombies need to be nerfed a little bit, because I'm sick of getting 4 or 5 of the guys with spikes on their arms every single round once you get past round 25 or so. Now, they're not that hard to kill. You shoot them with a Tesla gun, you run around, shoot them in their spinal cord, and they're dead, which is really nice. But at the same time, it makes no sense to have like 4 whistling zombies at once with a bunch of pests, and also have a bunch of bombers as well. It's just like, we like zombies, but we don't like all boss zombies the entire time. Treyarch does a great job with this, where we get a Panzer every like 5 or 6 rounds. Now, the whistling zombies are definitely not as strong as a Panzer, but at the same time, tone it down a little bit. Give us 1 or 2 per round rather than 4 or 5. It just doesn't make sense to have so many of them, because you literally are going to get hit if you're in any hallway on the final Reich. You're going to get hit unless you shoot him and he somehow misses or something. It's just very annoying. They need to tone it down a lot. If a high round player is going to be upgrading a Tesla gun, they have to do a bunch of steps for the casual Easter egg in order to even be able to upgrade it. I think that should be removed. When high round players go for high rounds, they don't want to have to waste time going for and doing Easter eggs. It just doesn't add to the experience at all, and I think that that needs to be removed and completely separated separated from doing the main Easter egg. Now granted, for the hardcore Easter egg, you actually need to upgrade all 4 of the Tesla guns, and that makes sense. Maybe a hardcore Easter egg step could be required in order to upgrade the Tesla guns, but only if you're doing the Easter egg, and there should be an option to choose whether or not you are doing the Easter egg or not. So maybe you could unlock them a different way and be able to use them without having to do any Easter egg steps when it comes into the game. Sledgehammer, this is your biggest problem with zombies: self-harm Easter egg steps. Do not make me have to blow up a bomb zombie right in my face to open up a panel, because I get self-harm, I get hit once by a zombie, and then boom, I need to buy shields all over again. Those are the dumbest possible things you can do when it comes to an Easter egg. Do not include self-harm steps, because it ruins my experience. If I go down, that's boom, one of my quick revives completely gone just because I had to open up a stupid panel by a bomb zombie, or I have to have the whistling zombie break open a also metal panel, and if I don't stand there while he does it, it's not going to open. You need to remove those steps and never do them again, because it literally is the biggest problem with your Easter eggs 100%. Shields really need to be toned down a lot. When you buy Juggernog, you're set for the entire game and you don't have to go back and buy shields. But 10,000 points when you max it out is absolutely ridiculous. The cap should definitely be 5,000. I think 10,000 points is absolutely ridiculous, because if you go down, you don't have a shield, you have like 3,000 points, you need to get 10,000 points in order to get another shield, or you can just keep going down over and over because you can't afford shields. They definitely need to turn down the price because it's absolutely ridiculous. And the last and final con is going to be buying perks. You literally need to stand still and press your hand in it for about 2 seconds, which is 2 seconds too long. You literally in Treyarch Zombies can buy a perk bottle and drink it as you're moving. It's always great to buy, like Jug for example. If you're playing on classic Doris, it's in a really bad spot, so you can grab it and move while you're drinking it. That is something that is horrible about the glitches. You need to literally stand still and you get hit by a bunch of zombies while you're doing it if you're doing it in the middle of a round. Also, shields take a second as well, and also reviving your teammates, you literally have to stand still. You can't move around them and revive them at the same time like you can in other zombies modes, so that is a big issue. I may have came off a little strong, but these are really the things that I think are wrong with the game. And granted, there are a lot of problems, but there are also a lot of good things, and that's what we're going to be talking about now. When Sledgehammer Games said that they were going to make a scary map, I had a lot of questions and I really didn't think it was going to be too scary, but they really hit a home run with the tone and setting of the map. It feels a little bit dark and scary. You never know what's around the corner, which is a very good thing. And also having the music as well just added to it, it adds a whole new dynamic. Some of the music tracks are absolutely awesome and they just sound so good overall, and it's a really immersive experience, which is something I love from zombies. So they did a great job with the tone, the setting, and the music that's played in the background every single time you play zombie. Now, I think that the casual Easter egg is a great thing that they added into their game, because it allowed new players to actually be able to complete an Easter egg for the first time and actually know what steps they need to do and the order to do them in, so that they can complete and feel accomplished about doing an actual Easter egg. Now, I've done it about 4 or 5 times now, just in random public matches, because I find it a little bit fun helping people complete the Easter egg, and it always makes them feel super happy and grateful that in their like first or second time ever playing World War II Zombies, I helped them complete an Easter egg. Now, I've done the hardcore Easter egg with a group of people under level 5 as well, and that felt awesome. But I think that just having the Easter eggs in a format that's easy to digest and easier for people to understand, I think is a really good step in the right direction. Now, I don't want this for the DLC maps, but at least for the first map to introduce the players to World War II Zombies, it was definitely a very, very good idea. Next is the innovation in perks. Now, there's really no new perks that we got when it comes to Sledgehammer Games, but they added in innovation where we have to get armor instead of Jug. and I think that is kind of a good thing and a bad thing. Now I would have liked just a jug perk that I have to buy once, and especially it's really bad when you get into the later rounds and you're going for high rounds and you don't have enough points and can't afford to actually buy shields. That is kind of an issue, but at the same time, I think that it is a good idea that they're trying to switch things up and test it out. Now, do I think it works? No, it doesn't work at all, but it was still a nice try at innovation. Next, the overall story of the map is dark and freaky, which I really like. I like the whole Nazi, experimenting side of the storyline, because I love World War II. I love learning about history, and that stuff just really interests me. A lot of things like Wolfenstein, where they're making upgraded like super soldiers with metal in their arms and spinal cords and all that stuff. It's pretty interesting, and it's a really cool setting for zombies without a doubt. So I think the setting is perfect, and the story kind of adds to that. Now, like I said, in the cons, I would have really liked to see more storyline development from the characters with their quotes instead of "oh hell," but still it's pretty good, and I really do like the overall story of what they have given us so far, and I hope that the rest of the story is super rich like it was to start off the game, and it continues a great path throughout the DLC. Adding specials was actually one of the best ideas that I think the team over at Sledgehammer added into World War II Zombies. Having the ability to fire your weapon for literally a non-stop time for about 30 seconds is really cool, because you can literally mow down zombies and you just feel like a super soldier. Also, using camouflage to go and revive down teammates is also a great addition as well. So it's cool that they added in these special abilities that you can get after a certain amount of time, and I really like that you can also get the heart power up that also powers up your ability, and you can power it up double, so you have twice as long than just one normal time. So that is really cool, and I really do like that. So I really like the innovation there. It was a great addition, and I think that it needed to be added into zombies for a long time coming now. Another great addition to World War II Zombies is the sharing points ability. Now you can share points in increments of 250 points. So it's great if you're playing a 4-player game. You can literally buy the door right when round 1 starts, because you can share points with your teammates. And that is a great method. All you have to do is pick it up. There's no bank. You don't have to only take money out in increments of 1,000. You just put money right on the ground, and your teammate just walks by it, picks it all up, and you're good to go. So that is a great thing, and I'm very happy they added that in. So when it comes to Treyarch Zombies, we have Origins and Horizon Drac with multiple upgrades, and that is something that is great about zombies, and especially in World War II. Now there are 4 Tesla gun upgrades. Now it's annoying that you have to do them for the Easter egg, but I understand why they did it, and I really like that there are 4 different variations of the Wonder Weapon, more than just one. Now I would have liked to have another Wonder Weapon from the box that you can get that's maybe a little bit better than the Tesla guns, but at the same time it's a really cool addition, and I'm happy they added it in. Now in World at War and Black Ops 1, and even a little bit in Black Ops 2, we got to use some old weapons from times in history, and that added a great experience. Now being able to use those classic weapons like the PPSH, the MG42, the STG, things like that, those old weapons that we got to use in World at War, it just brings back a good feeling about it. The guns all feel strong, they feel usable, and they feel like they're actually doing damage until you get to the higher rounds where they start to be pretty much completely useless. But still, at the same time, I really do enjoy the different weapons variety, and there's like 30 guns in the box, which is really cool. And another thing that I love is the jack-in-the-boxes. You can throw them faster than monkeys, which is also a great thing as well, and I really enjoy that. Next is the boss fight. The Panzer mortar that we get in the Final Reich Easter egg is really scary. It's cool, it's freaky, and it just looks like crazy. Like, its fingers are freaking human legs. Like, it's pretty crazy. I really like the overall boss fight. I don't think it's hard at all, because you just literally shoot down the blimp, get kills there, and then plant the basically like battery thing to the Panzer mortar. So it's an easy boss fight, but I really think that overall it looks really cool, especially in the pre-rendered cutscene. As soon as you start the Easter egg, the cutscenes look phenomenal, by the way. Like, all the characters look great. That is something that Sledgehammer Games has always done well. It was really good in Exo Zombies, whether or not they made it or Raven did, but the pre-rendered cutscenes are amazing. They look so nice, and like everything about it just looks so detailed. The characters look phenomenal, and even the Panzer Mortar as well just looks so cool. I really loved the pre-rendered cutscenes, and the boss fight was really good as well. I think the addition of characters is something very good into the game. Having 6 additional characters to unlock via challenges is something awesome, and I really enjoy that, because now you can actually select the character that you want to play as, and that's another great addition. Being able to pick and choose who you want to play as is something awesome as well. Now, if one of your teammates picks the character that you wanted, oh well, you're out of luck and you have to pick a different character, but I still think it's really cool. Now, once again, it's annoying that they have pretty much the same quotes, and the selectable characters don't really have any dialogue at all whatsoever, so that is kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's still pretty awesome. Next is a second map at launch. This was a big issue that Infinity Ward didn't have, and now having even a really small challenge map is very good. Sometimes just going into zombies with a challenge is really fun, and having a super small map that gets really claustrophobic is a lot of fun. I made it to like 26 with randoms on that map, and I just had so much fun because I just keep buying ammo off the wall. Now there's a small Easter egg on there where you can open it up and get the mystery box as accessible, which is nice as well. So there are a lot of really cool things about it, and I really do enjoy it overall. So I think that having a second map gives you something else to play if you don't feel like playing the final Reich and doing all those challenges and the side quest Easter eggs or the hardcore Easter egg. You can just chill and have a challenge rather than actually, having to do objectives. So that's always a nice addition. So overall, I would rate this map an 8 out of 10. It's very good for an opening up map, the final Reich. I really enjoy it, and I'm having a lot of fun finding new things each and every day. And also, the small challenge map is pretty much a 9 out of 10 as far as a challenge map goes. It's a lot of fun just to go for high rounds, and it does get pretty challenging overall. So overall, I'm having a ton of fun with World War II. I hope you guys did enjoy this pros and cons list, and if you did stay to the end, comment "oh hell" down in the comment section below so that I know that you guys stayed till the end. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.